One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to Zanis News. I am Alice Banda to read the news, and our sign language interpreter is Joas Shikombwe. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. UNHCR urges Zambia to expedite refugee policy. Zambia to commence manufacturing of batteries. Government reaffirms commitment to improving the living standards of Zambians. Plus, fire guards John Chinena Market. President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived in Nairobi, Kenya, where he is scheduled to attend the African Union Heads of State and Government Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit. The president's official visit to Kenya is at the invitation of his counterpart, William Ruto. Zanis Ethochanda is in Kenya and now reports.
President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived in Nairobi, Kenya for an official visit, where he is tomorrow scheduled to attend the African Union Heads of State and Government Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit at the invitation of his counterpart, Dr. William Ruto. The president arrived at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport this afternoon. The head of state is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with other leaders and heads of key international organizations to discuss various issues affecting the region and the globe. Acting Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Minister Mlambo Haimbe highlights the significance of the summit.
We are here in Nairobi, Kenya, for the African Union Summit on fertilizer and soil health. And quite obviously, this is an important summit organized, as I said earlier, by the African Union for the purposes of looking at best practice in terms of the use of fertilizers, in terms of looking at our soil health and seeing how we can improve yields. As we know right now as a country, as a region, in fact as a continent, perhaps even as a globe, climate change has had a significant effect on food security and crop production. We in Zambia are facing a drought now because of the same climate change. So any innovations and technology that can be used to assist in ensuring that crop yields are improved will be of course very important for us. And that is the significance of us being here. His Excellency the President will be at the summit with other heads of state. It is well attended. So far the technical teams and the ministerial teams have been meeting, and we have reached consensus on some of the most basic aspects of this particular issue that we are looking at. And one of the other important aspects is that as long ago as 2006 in Abuja, Nigeria, it was agreed that there should be a certain minimum quantity of fertilizer to be applied to ensure good crop yields, that being 50 kg per hectare. And we now need to move to above that as a continent so that we are able to be the world's breadbasket, knowing that we have conflict situations in some of the traditional areas where food has come from. For example, in Europe and Ukraine, we need as Africa to move into this space and be able to feed the world. And Zambia, of course, wants to be a significant part of that.
The president will return to Zambia immediately after concluding his engagements. Ethochanda, Nairobi, Kenya.
Vice President Mutale Nalumango has noted that government is doing everything possible to ensure asylum seekers have equal access to social services just like Zambians. Mrs. Nalumango says government is trying to align the laws with the new national refugee policy so that refugees can live normal lives like Zambians. The Vice President said this when visiting UNHCR Regional Director for Southern Africa, Chansa Kapaya, paid a courtesy call on her at her office today. And Ms. Kapaya has urged government to hasten the implementation of the recently launched national refugee policy.
Humanitarian funding is dwindling. There's Gaza, there's Ukraine, there is all manner, even the DRC, which we thought maybe after elections things would calm down. Things are not improving. So we are faced with a situation of an unpredictable humanitarian funding situation, And therefore, models that we have adopted all over the world, not just in Zambia, but everywhere, where the people that we care for are dependent on humanitarian assistance, is not sustainable. So we have to find ways and mechanisms for them to be able to transition to self-reliance. The progressive approach that the Zambian government is taking with the new policy, it is also creating what we call a conducive protection environment.
And you have been with us in there to help support the refugees. But as Zambians, we are working with these refugees. We are doing the best that we can to ensure that their lives are also comfortable, because we have received them. We talked about that, you were there in she is very much aware when we talk of the Morexa, the program that, works, I can say, to bring in full its modernization of refugees, host communities, and settlement approach, where we are not differentiating between the host and the refuge. Together we work to try and develop the areas where they are, an inclusivity, approach.
Minister of Information and Media Cornelius Mwetwa has reaffirmed government's commitment to improving the standard of living for ordinary Zambians. Mr. Mwetwa said government is doing everything possible to ensure that it implements policies and strategies aimed at improving the plight of the citizenry. Mr. Mwetwa said this during a media engagement today. Lakson Makosa reports.
Minister of Information and Media Cornelius Mwetwa today held a media engagement where he gave an update on several matters affecting the nation. Top on the agenda was the progress and strides that government has made in its resilient fight against corruption.
The anti-corruption efforts led to the investigation and conclusion of 746 cases, demonstrating government's proactive stance against corrupt practices. 180 individuals were apprehended for various corrupt offenses and brought before the law. A total of 73 criminal cases were concluded in the courts of law. This judicial efficacy resulted in 49 out of 73 concluded cases into convictions. In a significant development, properties with an estimated total value of 204 million kwacha were forfeited to the state.
In the mining sector, the chief government spokesperson said President Hakainde Hichilema has demonstrated leadership by bringing the mines on the Copperbelt back to life.
We have seen measures being put in place that have led to the resuscitation of Mopane mines after a process of bringing an equity partner to ensure sustainable investment in Mopane. And today, as we speak, those investment dividends are already beginning to show fruits on the Copperbelt.
And the energy sector, Mr. Mwetwa disclosed that government will soon announce the measures put in place to address load shedding.
The government, through the Ministry of Energy, will soon be announcing some of the measures and projects that are going to be funded for immediate construction and or importation of power to mitigate this power shortage after the alignment of the national budget.
Meanwhile, the chief government spokesperson also used the media engagement to announce the resolutions passed by Cabinet on Monday, 6th May 2024.
Cabinet resolved that all the relief maize which has already been released by government through DMMU and has been lying for a number of weeks at various district centers in parts of the country, be immediately distributed to stressed and vulnerable communities through the various modes of distribution, including food for work.
And Mr. Mwetwa has dismissed assertions taking rounds on social media alleging that government has increased toll fees, stating that it is the work of disgruntled people. For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makodza.
Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, Mike Mposha, says government is fully committed to improving water quality and sanitation services in various compounds, particularly in underserved communities. Mr. Mposha said this in Lusaka today during the groundbreaking ceremony for the drilling of 10 boreholes in Kanyama constituency. Let's hear more from our reporter, Audrey Kalenga.
Kanyama compound is one of the areas in Lusaka facing significant water supply and sanitation challenges. Residents walk long distances and wait in long queues to collect water. The Kanyama Water Trust is only able to provide an estimated 10.6 liters per person per day, which is below the World Health Organization recommended minimum of 20 liters. However, this issue will soon be a thing of the past, as the government, through the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation and Lusaka Water Supply, have started the drilling of 20 boreholes in Kanyama's Garden Park area and George compound.
As the Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, I'm keenly aware of the challenges faced by our fellow citizens residing in George and Kanyama compounds, where the availability of clean water remains a distant dream for many. It is an indisputable reality that a significant portion of our population continues to grapple with the absence of clean and safe drinking water, leading to waterborne diseases and other health implications. This situation is simply unacceptable in a modern society.
Present at the event was Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Managing Director Jili Chiombwe, who highlighted some of the challenges faced with the operations of the utility company.
Now, as a company, we face difficulties due to non-payment of water bills by some of our customers. This impacts our ability to maintain and expand services. I urge all customers to fulfill their financial obligation promptly. By doing so, you contribute directly to sustainability of our operations.
Meanwhile, both the civic leaders and residents have expressed happiness at this development.
Our people have been subjected to drinking water from shallow wells. They have never tasted clean drinking water. And this is the only time that our people will be drinking clean water. And we want to say thank you so much.
Audrey Kalenga for Zanis in Lusaka.
Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry Chipoka Mlenga says Zambia will by the end of July this year start the manufacturing of car batteries at the Zambia Jiangxing Multi-Facility Economic Zone in Choma District. Mr. Mlenga says the manufacturing of the car batteries will not only cater for Zambia but also the Southern African Development Community, SADC region. We'll bring you more in this story.
For some time now, Zambia has been importing various products such as car batteries, electric cables, among others. But the trend will soon be the thing of the past, as by the end of July this year, the country will start manufacturing car batteries and other products. This came to light when Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mlenga, toured the Zambia Jiangxi Multi-Facility Economic Zone in Choma District, where the car batteries will be manufactured from.
This emphasis today presents itself as one of the places where we find opportunity, where we set up value addition bases. For the first time in a long time, after Mansa batteries, Zambia now will be manufacturing car batteries. The equipment you see behind me is part of the equipment which is on its way to set up here and start manufacturing batteries. Looking at the speed of setting up, should Zambian government also support with its agencies the coming in of this equipment? They are telling us by July they should start the test run of the production of the batteries. So I would also invite the media to keep track of the works that we are doing on behalf of the Zambian public. We have to manufacture these batteries, which will be used in our cars. And we are not only going to be manufacturing now for the first time batteries in Zambia, but also power storage batteries. With the effects of climate change that has come, renewable energy sources are critical. People are investing in solar panels, among other things, but we need storage power facilities.
Zambia Junction Multi-Facility Economic Zone General Manager gave the scope of the investment taking place at the zone.
We started this project. We come from the Jiangxi province, the owner, state owner company. Yes, right now we have invested 300 million US dollars for this project. We bring 9 investors come here. One for battery plants, one for transformers plants, one for electricity cooper, one for tobacco, and one for...
David Tawala is a local investor who is currently making use of the Zambia Junction Multi-Facility Economic Zone in Choma District.
Bringing up a crusher with capacity of 300 tons. But looking at the time frame, we've decided to move in a mobile plant. So right now we're just doing preliminaries. In the next 3 months, we should be in full capacity at $5 million. Yeah.
Sunday, we are reporting for Zanis in Choma District, Central Province.
Mumba Central Member of Parliament, Credo Nanjua, has commissioned a 1x3 classroom block at Mayu Community School in Chibuluma Chiefdom of Mumba District. Mr. Nanjua, who is also Southern Province Minister, has called on education authorities in the district to allocate more teachers to the learning institution. Details in the following report.
Mayu Community School has been providing education to learners using grass thatched for 27 years in Mumba District of Central Province. Thanks to the Constituency Development Fund, it's a new dawn to Mayu community. Mumba Member of Parliament, Credo Nanjua, officially handed over the facility to the community.
I know we do not have enough teachers here, but your government, with your president, Hakainde Hichilema, we are still recruiting teachers. So we are going to embark on construction of teachers' houses here, and the DEB's office is here. We should start sending teachers here. I know there are some schools in Mumba which are overstaffed.
District Education Standards Officer for Open and Distance Learning, Frank Simpungwe, says the construction of this 1x3 classroom block is commendable.
We were struggling, thinking of how we are going to accommodate our children here at Mayu Community School. You have quickly responded, and at a time when it matters most. This structure will enable school to accommodate the certain number of learners we have in this community. Our children will now learn in a habitable and conducive atmosphere.
Chief Chibuluma of the Ila people has stressed the importance of education.
So varia bana mutu wawendeka abo aria bana varia mbesu ruyorere kutarikira munganda mubavwa muyuswe na twabura kubayisha bana varia nisi twabasowa
Krugasiankuru Zanis Mumbwa.
Over 3.5 million kwacha has been disbursed to 34 local companies as loans in Lusaka Central Constituency using the 2024 Constituency Development Fund CDF allocation. Here is a report.
34 companies in Lusaka Central constituency have received loans worth 3.5 million kwacha dispersed using the 2024 Constituency Development Fund, CDF. The dummy check was handed over to the recipients by Lusaka Central Member of Parliament Mulambo Aimbe through Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu. The Member of Parliament, who is also Minister of Justice and Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, emphasized that the loans should be used to maximize profits for others to benefit.
The onus now remains with you, the beneficiaries, to work within your projected budgets and stick to your business proposals so that your businesses can thrive and be able to pay back these loans into the revolving fund account so that others may also get a chance to access these funds.
And Luba Ward Councillor Clement Mlonga echoed the minister's sentiments.
This is something that is very commendable, and that we are depending upon you to go and announce to the other people that CDF is actually real and it's a game changer. Because this is not going to end here, rather it's going to continue to make sure that we conduct visitations to see how each one of you is doing, not only in terms of repayments, but also in terms of your own empowerment to see whether this money that you are getting today has that positive effect.
Meanwhile, Lusaka Central CDF Committee Chairperson Father Kapyaka Ngombe also urged the beneficiaries to put the funds being received to good use in order for them to generate profits.
If we don't pay back these loans, it means we are depriving other people to come and have an opportunity and have access to the loans. These loans are repayable. Loans are not grants. So I pray and hope that as we get these loans, we are going to use them very well to maximize on our businesses, maximize on the profits, and pay back.
Rodex Charlie reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
A maternity annex has been successfully constructed at Chikumbi Clinic in Kapwayambale ward of Choma District through the Constituency Development Fund. Choma District Health Director Mwenen Seluke said the facility will provide maternal health care services to women in the district and reduce home deliveries. Here are the details.
Access to improved maternal health care services continues to be a challenge for most pregnant women in rural parts of Choma District due to the limited number of maternity annexes available in the area. Pregnant women who reside in communities with health facilities such as Chikumbi Clinic in Kapwayambale ward, which has no maternity annex, have to cover long distances to give birth to their children, while others opt to deliver from their homes. However, this will soon be a thing of the past as a maternity wing costing 539,000 kwacha has been constructed at the health facility through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Choma District Health Director Dr. Mwenen Seluke, who inspected the annex which has since been completed in the company of leadership in the district, stated that the facility will reduce home deliveries in communities around the clinic.
With this, the community will access health easily, and not only that, to minimize the issues of home deliveries, because people know when they come here, they want to deliver, they find that there is no space. The same husband or escortee tries to escort the patient to Levmana, so they would as well say no. Instead of passing through here, let's either just deliver from home. In case we have any problem, then we'll go. But that is very risky. So with this, we hope to reduce home deliveries and the maternal mortalities that happen due to the fact that there is no space or other inadequacies. And not only that, with this expansion, we are also going to expand in terms of availability of health workers, midwives who will be able to attend to the pregnant women more professionally.
Chongwe Mayor Christopher Havenzo explained that the facility will reduce the distance covered by pregnant women to access maternal health services in Lusaka District.
If this facility is fully-fledged as a maternity and the road is good, all those people that were going to Gorere, Kapanan, in fact, even going to Chingwere and other places will come here. They'll be serviced from here because this is the nearest place. So the numbers that we're working with now are far less than what we'll actually see once the road is done, once this facility is running. So people will have easy access to health services, particularly for maternity in this particular case. So it's a very well-timed project.
And residents, especially women, are elated with the development. Sheila Makosa, reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
Now, the local authority in Mansa District has empowered 250 women and youth groups in Mansa and Bahati constituencies with grants amounting to about 4 million kwacha. The empowerment has been done using Constituency Development Fund. Details in the following report by Betsheba Katebe.
In its quest to improve the lives of people, government has empowered 250 women and youths in Mansa with grants worthy over 4 million kwacha. Luapula Province Minister Njavasi Mutowe has since handed over the grants to beneficiaries.
Iyo kwato ubuteko ubutamwa president waka India ichema tuipanya tulibomfye wino na abonsa baleta benefit abalepa ama grants bishwalero ndio mbati shimpya na mapoka mkwani mbuto shibomfye ni wino ukabila kwa buteko komfati umuntu wonse wika shibwakwe mungala pantanshi ukabila kwa buteko wenu wa New Dawn government.
Mansa Central Constituency Member of Parliament Dr. Chitaluchi Lufia thanked government for the hard work.
Leto tena buteko bakuyiperesha kumana okutila abantu besu ba afuilishiwa muri uyu musango ba minister mutufikirishe kwa yamashiwi kubuteko kupikila muri imwe ndemi totela nganshipa kubombesha mabombesha katutwalilo kwikatana kabitumono okutila uyantashi watwalilo kusamuna mu Mansa.
Mansa Municipal Council Mayor Njiko Musuku says government is working hard to ensure that people's standards of living is uplifted.
Ndefo kukoselesha fibonse bapoke ndalama okutila inchito mwatupela yakushiningisha okutila twasumbula ubwikashi bwenu mukwaitwala sumbula n'obwikashi bwenu nga twayikatana.
The residents are delighted with the development.
Amashuwa kana mmaya nturefu okulanda fi papua ifi otulemona ubuteko bwa UPND.
Betsheba Katebe reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District in Luapula Province.
We take a break. More stories to come. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss. How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zanis TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH. Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conduct that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. About 160 marketeers have suffered loss after their makeshift stands at the famous John Chinena Highway Market in Chibombo District caught fire last night, burning goods worth thousands of kwacha to ashes. The fire, which started around midnight, swept through about 30 stands. Details in the following report.
They watched helplessly as their merchandise reduced to ashes. These are traders at the famous John Chinena Highway makeshift market whose merchandise has been gutted, and this is the second time that this portion of the market has caught fire in the last 1 year. 160 traders have been affected this time. Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has inspected the market on the Chiwombo-Kawe stretch of the Great North Road.
Last time when the fire tender vehicle came, again, you got the stones. You wanted to stone the fire tender. Even yesterday when it came, some people wanted to react.
Right behind these makeshift structures, permanent stands were built for the traders who have refused to relocate.
Tinapenda tumarket kutitiende mabonse cheti nyamuke stifika na pahafu. That's why mnaona tikaka tirafu nkala mbali. Ndeni futi kudanda ula kwatu ni kwa kutukukwewa na mangira market ni kutachi. Investigations into the cause of the fire have since started.
Elo bonse bamene bali nankani musabise because ngati muzabisa ngati muzaipasa ba police. Ninshuja muntu wamene wachine wamene ashoka sitiza mpeza.
Mr. Mwanakampwe says help is on its way.
And I further wish to give instructions to the District Disaster Management Committee to sit down very quickly and submit a report to the province so that we are also able to submit a report to the President, and then we'll be guided what kind of help very quickly we should be able to give you so that you start life again.
Shupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Chiwombo.
The Departments of Health and Veterinary in Ndola District has collaborated with other departments to implement a One Health approach, sensitizing schools and communities on the effects of anthrax and other zoonotic diseases. This initiative is supported by USAID through Breakthrough Action Zambia. More in the following report.
The Departments of Health and Veterinary in Ndola District have partnered with other departments to sensitize schools and communities on how to prevent themselves from zoonotic diseases such as anthrax and rabies. Both Ndola District Livestock Officer Elijah Banda and Ndola District Clinical Care Officer Derek Peary encourage people to take precautions and prevent the spread of diseases.
We came to Sianda Secondary School to sensitize the pupils and also teachers at large on anthrax itself, how it manifests in animals, and what to do when they find the carcass, or rather what we need to do before the disease sets in, which is vaccination. So we had a successful time with the pupils and the teachers at large. We are well sensitized, and being that the pupils come from different areas, far-flung areas, we expect this information to go as far as we expect it to go.
We managed to go through with them, starting from the definition of anthrax and up to the treatment. So we talked about the 3 forms of anthrax and how they manifest and how they should know on the clinical signs and symptoms, and that quickly after seeing those they should rush to the health facility so that they can receive treatment.
The school management and learners appreciated the efforts taken by the team.
The importance of the gathering, at least to enlighten our community in whatever that we are supposed to be doing. It is not only that when you just see the animal which has died, or just give the animal there and then you consume. I think we have to follow some procedures in order for us to be healthy and not to be affected by any disease.
One Health is an approach that calls for collaborative efforts for multiple partners to achieve optimal health for people, animals, and the environment. Sifwe Mangala, Zanis, in Ndola District, Western Province.
Government says the wetland program will help in cushioning households affected by drought and ensure food security. Mazabuka District Commissioner Oliver Mlomba says that government will ensure that no one dies of hunger.
The first step of identifying land for the emergency wetland program was successfully done as government is striking a move to fight the hunger crisis. In Shimongalu and the surrounding waterlogged areas, the community is eagerly waiting to see the program take off.
Badukulomba kuti tumwe my inputs alwayo ngibalemba mutu gwa hetulakwa tuyamagoa.
In giving an update on the wetland production program, Mazabuka District Commissioner Oliver Mlomba states the program will be strict for food at household level in order to curb the current hunger crisis.
We hope to increase the food security in the district through winter maize production. That's why we have appealed to each and every person, especially those near water bodies, to fully participate in this program so that we are food secure as a district. Once we are food secure as a district, even issues of health will improve. Issues of people going to the hospital, clinics, what have you, they will reduce. Because if you are hungry, even diseases, they come on the higher side, because you miss a lot of nutrients in your body. Otherwise, I'm appealing to the people to remain focused so that we all participate in this program and produce winter maize. And once we have that winter maize, please, I'm appealing to you people, don't sell as fresh maize. Make sure that it goes to FRA, who will buy it, and in turn, government will sell it to you at a reasonable price, and at times even come as relief food in need areas going forward. I thank you.
The wetland production program is a government emergency response to the drought that has potentially posed a hunger crisis. Kazala Habwanda, Zanis, in Mazabuka District of Southern Province.
The Parliamentary Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs Chairperson Newton Samakai has called on Ward Development Committee members in some constituencies of Ndola District to ensure that grants and loans under Constituency Development Fund CDF reach the right beneficiaries. Speaking during a meeting with various stakeholders, Mr. Samakai observed that there are some people who have not received the funds which they applied for. We'll bring you more in this story.
Since the increment of Constituency Development Fund from 1.6 million kwacha then to 30.6 million kwacha now, the country has seen development taking place in various communities. Copperbelt province is one of the provinces that has witnessed a number of projects being implemented.
We have got schools that have been constructed following the pronouncement of free education. I think we have had challenges with learning spaces. So we have had quite a number of schools that have been constructed through CDF. And then we have also had the school desks being procured in all the desks. And then we have also had water recirculation system that includes the sinking of boreholes and some security infrastructure such as police posts and markets, just to mention but a few. In short, the CDF has been a flagship for development in the province.
To get the full information on how the funds are being utilized, a Parliamentary Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs is in the province to meet a number of stakeholders.
We want to direct our questions in such a way that we extract the important information that would be able to build on feedback that would be given to the executive, so that where things are not going well, the executive must make corrective measures to redesign these policies and processes that have been put in place.
Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary has highlighted a number of challenges being faced on the management of funds.
Councils have all professionals disciplines needed in handling the accounting for the money. Councils, however, have also got a challenge. They need to be strengthened with adequate number of staff to handle CDF projects and process without delay. They seem to be overwhelmed with the various assignments and tasks associated with the CDF, but they are better institutions at local level to handle such tasks. This has also brought about some other challenges. We have local contractors who would want to participate in CDF projects. In some constituencies, technical skills are inadequate in civil construction works, resulting in poor and short works done. So in short, we have got skills inadequacy in our people. As much as we want to support them, but that also becomes a challenge. I think you can attest to that, village headman. We have challenges with this issue.
The committee will be in Ndola, Kitwe, Chingola, Masaiti to get information from local authorities and other stakeholders. Nelly Bota, Zanis, in Ndola.
Finally in the news, Civil Service and Allied Workers Union of Zambia General Secretary Makai has called on the government to consider introducing a two-tier retirement system for public service workers in the country. Mr. Makai says this will enable workers to expand their financial capacity and safeguard their future after retirement from active service. He was speaking when he addressed delegates at the first ever Choma District Annual Conference at Nakatindi Hall in Lusaka. Here is more.
The Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, SAWOZ, is one of the largest unions in the country, with thousands of its members drawn from across the country. The union has held its first ever district annual conference to elect a leadership structure at district level, a move that is expected to bridge the existing communication gaps between the grassroots and the leadership. Deputy General Secretary Terry Muyenga highlighted the significance of the undertaking.
We will have people who we have given the responsibility, the Constitution has given the responsibility into, by creation of both the workplace committees and this important gathering we have, a district committee, without bias in representation, because the district committee shall not have boundaries. You know, branches had boundaries, of course, with the, and they are confined to certain areas. Now the district will not have boundaries, meaning they will have the mandate to go to every institution without looking to say, no, this is the institution I'm coming from.
Contestants Helen Mwale and Alpha Monsaka also shared their thoughts on the development.
There are a number of things that have not been attended to and addressed at grassroots level, and this committee being set up, it means a number of challenges that the members of the union have faced will be addressed. The committee will be able to interact with people at the grassroots level and take these challenges up to the national, from the province to the national.
Help us, one, to gain numbers. Number two, easy communication, to cut or remove this gap which was there between the grass, which is the branch, and the national level. Because there was only national committee, provincial, and there was nothing in between the two. Due to the what? To the grassroots, which is the branch now.
Meanwhile, SAWOZ General Secretary Makai appealed to the government to consider introducing a two-tier pension system for workers.
Should it be that at retirement, one is given a lump sum and one is not given a lump sum? Meanwhile, we have been serving the same government. So we want to call upon government not to keep a blind eye on this one. We want pension reforms to be expedited and concluded, where we are going to have a situation where workers in this country should have the right to belong to two pension systems.
The election has seen 7 members being ushered into office on 4 executive positions and 3 committee members. Ntazanga Mumba for Zanis in Lusaka.
As we end the news, a recap of the headlines. UNHCR urges Zambia to expedite refugee policy. Zambia to commence manufacturing of batteries. Government reaffirms commitment to improving the living standards of Zambians. Plus, fire guards John Chinena Market. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, and of course, John Shikombwe, our sign language interpreter. I'm Alice Banda saying goodbye and God bless you.